This is Color Spade. Remember, it's just about facts, no shade. My name is Conchita Lillian.
My name is Benji Ndolo, the one and only.
So, the Benji Ndolo.
It's a phenomenon.
So now, Benji, we have a lot to unpack. Let's start with Saba Saba. So Saba Saba happened. And during the period of Saba Saba, we saw a lot of shenanigans, if I may say so myself. Starting with the fact that most of the people were thinking they're going to be protests. Turns out the Gen Z and millennials were like, no, government, we are in bed. It's too cold. We are not trying to catch pneumonia out here for today. However, we are in the streets in spirits. Then we see the government-sponsored goons doing the thing. So, your thoughts on Saba Saba?
Saba Saba was successful. Saba Saba worked. It had a lot going on. Police misconduct was at an all-time high, made worse by the pronouncements of the Interior CS, who has since walked back his comments. And his comments that were already ridiculous and unconstitutional and
The shoot to kill order.
almost criminal, yes, were only made worse by the Defense Committee MP Koech's utterances yesterday, which escalated that and went further than those. And also, to be honest, the president's comments. The president also spoke. He was angry. He seems angry, overwhelmed, resentful, irritable, sensitive. And what did he talk about? He spoke about he's fed up. He has had enough. And he's not going to...
We'll just even come to the president.
My Lord, yeah.
We'll come to the president first. There's been a lot happening.
It was almost a meltdown.
To be quite honest, it looked like a meltdown. The president's crowd wasn't doing him justice. But before we come to that, a lot happened during Saba Saba. We have 31 people who were killed. We have a 12-year-old who was shot
In the house.
in the house.
Just
now,
like Baby Pendo.
now we have it's called what another grade 9 who has a bullet. And then these guys, when you look at it, none of them is even talking in terms of like all this death. All they're just saying is they're trying to justify why they did that. Then we have the other scenario whereby Raila asked people to join him for the Saba Saba at Kamkunji, which never happened because of apparently the roadblock. Do you think Raila is losing his relevance currently?
I mean, Raila's joining Ruto's government was a net loss for him. He's lost a lot of credibility. He's lost a lot of his standing. He's lost a lot of support. He also suffers a lot of discomfiture. You can tell that Raila and his party, they're in the broad-based thing, whatever they call it, but they're extremely uncomfortable with many things. For example, just the whole track record of police brutality and the blunders that happened, whatever led to the killing of Albert Ojwang and the fallout with the DIG, the bad publicity, of course, it has gone international.
Yes.
You know, Raila obviously has a side or a thing he believes in, which is from his past, which is, you know, the police is inefficient. It's a colonial outfit. It used to be a force. It's supposed to be a service. It's still a force. You know, just hold that confusion. But you see, he also doesn't really have the power because even though he has a bigger political stature than the president, he is not the president.
Yes.
So he's in a very uncomfortable position. It's almost like somebody who is taken from Form 4 and squeezed in junior secondary school program in grade 9, for instance. You know, there's just that discomfort.
Yes.
You know, so you're there, but it's not something that
Uko,
is...
hauko.
Yeah, exactly. How na your conviction? Even a lot of what you're saying, people don't believe in what you're saying, and you yourself don't believe in what you're saying. And I'll just give you one example. Because the president is very stressed. He is cornered, and a lot of people have done him a lot of damage. Specifically,
Yes.
I can give you 2 or 3. Number one is Raila. Because what did Raila say before they went and signed? Raila said, and I quote, Ruto cannot change, even if you leave him there for 100 years. Ruto is who he is. He cannot change. Okay? You can see the things. You can see the things Gachagua is,
Accusing.
revealing
Yes.
revealing because he was in the presidency.
Allegations.
Yes, all the allegations he's making, and again, these are being heard
Yes, yes, yes.
and being telegraphed internationally.
Yes.
Former AG Justin Muturi, you know, when you come out and you give inside details, the president is a deal maker, all he thinks of is business and money, anything he touches, it's for what is going to his pocket, etc., etc. What it's done, it's really lowered the stature, which was already low under Uhuru, of the presidency. So that the presidency now is not this hallowed and
Yeah.
respected
Position.
institution. It's
Yeah.
just a thing now where people
It's a
are
name.
tweeting insults and they're doing wild rallies, and the president's PA Farouk is doing all these things you see in public. Umeona
We
huyo
will
mama,
we will come to
mwangalie,
Farouk
unaona
shortly.
vile
We will
huyo
come to-
ukilala na yeye
We'll come
unalala
to
huwezi
Farouk
amka.
shortly.
It is so undesirable, and I'm choosing my words carefully.
The other thing about Saba Saba that's really caught my attention is the part of government hired goons. What's up with that? Because initially they even went to the human rights offices. They started harassing people there. You can see the goons are literally being protected. They're literally being transported by the Kenyan police.
That's the point, is
That's-
that they
yes.
couldn't do this if they didn't have protection.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have the audacity to raid police stations. They
Exactly.
wouldn't be burning businesses.
Exactly.
In
Then the
broad
other thing,
daylight.
it's more of like what I'll say is my biggest concern was utendaje penye kuna wamama wenye wanaenda kulia juu ya watoto wao, the kids they've lost during the protest, and hire goons to disrupt that. There's some common sense that sometimes I'm wondering who is in charge of this goonism, if I may say so
Common
myself.
sense is not common. And as I've explained before, the Gen Z revolution from last year was very original, very well planned. All the organizing happened online, etc. And it caught the system and the state flat footed.
Yeah.
Because all these young guys, like our producer here, they're very clear on what they
Gen
want.
Z
They're very
with the
clear.
good hair.
They're very clear, exactly. They're very clear on what they don't want.
Yeah.
They're very clear that you cannot kill us and lead us. You know, they're very clear about the wastage. They're clear about their suffering, their inability to find jobs and what have you. And so the Gen Z protests, of which you and I attended,
Yeah.
they were peaceful.
Extremely peaceful.
They were full of love.
And when people are protesting, they're like, "We are peaceful."
They
That was
didn't
the
even
thing.
have to say it. I mean, they were
Yeah.
full of decency until now. What the system figured out is, oh my God, how do we turn this thing around? So they hired and infiltrated goons and have now asked the goons. I believe specifically Mungiki is in use all around the
I
country.
wanted to talk about
They're
that.
being transported all over the place. They're told just ban, and the reason is, it's to turn the country against protests. Now, there's been many other attempts, including to profile Kikuyus
Yes.
as nasty, entitled brats.
Yes.
And again, that has also backfired.
It backfired because right now everyone is like,
all
"We
this
are
organization
Kikuyus."
that happens online,
Yes.
the hashtag now and the organization and the bigwigs are we are all Kikuyus.
Kikuyus. Yes. Because it doesn't make sense.
So they've tried to make this about Rigiji, which it's not.
It's
I was in
not.
the
And
protest.
last-
I don't
last
like
year-
Rigiji. Rigiji is a tribalist. So again, using the old playbook in the new Kenya,
It doesn't
it
work.
has not served Ruto right.
Yes, because during
It can't.
during the last year's protest, Rigiji was still in the government.
Yes.
So you cannot tell me that this guy was the one who was organizing that. I was not a big fan of Rigiji, and I was in the streets, you know. So the whole tribalism card, they're still trying to put that narrative out there,
That's not really going to
which
work.
is not working anymore.
It's a valueless card. It's worked
is
before.
very
It's
valueless.
brainwashing. It's pigeonholing people. It is profiling people. I personally do not believe in tribalism. I
Yeah.
never have. And it's just ridiculous. But two people who I feel read the Gen Z riots right, 2 politicians I feel read the threat right, because the president and his team were still scrambling and struggling to
Yeah.
understand what's happening. Two guys, and I think it's because either, you know how you have instinct, like
Yeah.
political instinct. That's how come Gachagua rose so fast. Just a
Yes,
one-time
yes,
MP became DP,
Yeah,
messed
yeah.
himself up because the office was even too big for him. Two guys are read it right. Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo just read that thing right. And I'll tell you why
Yes.
he did.
But I have concerns of that as well.
Kalonzo
Asking
is
her.
a Kanu politician, and so he understood usually what it takes to mobilize. If you see all these numbers of people, partyless, leaderless,
yes.
fearless, tribeless, it definitely caught his attention. The person who understood this thing
The
and
assignment
really wanted to appeal to Gen Z is
is
Kalonzo,
Kalonzo.
and also Gachagua.
Yes.
Hey, Gachagua saw that.
Gachagua has
he could
seen that,
see
and we will come to Gachagua
street
shortly.
protests without Raila. They were like,
Yes,
oh
for the
my
first
God,
time.
for the first time ever.
And they could not believe it.
And so, for example, Saba Saba worked.
Yeah.
Saba worked. It was
Perfectly.
banned. It was what? And it was all over the place. You saw what happened in places like Matu, Wote,
Yeah.
Bungoma,
Tigela, I don't know what, all those
Kakamega,
places, yeah.
Nairobi, of course.
It was in different
Mombasa.
counties.
Yes. And it could have even been bigger, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel that the Gen Z strategy is they've taken a step back.
To rethink.
You know how you just retreat to rethink? But I
Yes,
think
because
that
like
the
right now we
muscle-
know.
I
We
think
know
the
right now people are
muscle-
being killed.
The
Literally.
muscle is big time. And also for Gen Z, the weaponry is not so much stones on the street.
Yeah.
Gen Z are soft targets
Akili
type
mtu
of
wangu.
fighters.
Akili.
They actually use Akili kabisa.
Yes,
they
brain
will,
works.
They will catch your lies. They will share your lies. They
Yes.
will catch your wristwatches. They will catch your shoe.
Your
they will
shirts.
find even your shirts where you are stealing from, what you said yesterday. So it's a very different kind of ball game. And if
Yeah.
you don't really understand Gen Z's game, because I feel I really understand their language, you're not going to understand what they're asking.
Yes.
And that's how come, I keep saying that the president had a golden opportunity, Conchita, to pivot. So we've asked the president to pivot.
Yeah.
You're moving this way, or even in a boxing fight. You throw, you pivot and start a different angle. Not to panic, but to pivot. So the president, for instance, broke cabinet. Good.
Yes.
That's to
And
credit.
we actually thought it was going
But
to be amazing.
don't bring back
did the same
Kinamur
thing.
Komen again and again.
And then you put them in different dockets.
And give them shovels to
another
dig,
docket,
and you're already
to
in a
another
hole.
docket.
And to give them shovels to dig, and you're already in a hole. This is why we're in the third year, and you can see, gosh, the president is so much under siege.
And he's
KRA
panicking.
collections have been
Messy.
record quite good. I saw that yesterday.
Is
But
it?
it doesn't mean, it's I think 2.7 trillion
Oh, really?
in
I thought
collections. I saw that
the
yesterday.
recent one, they said that they're falling short. I
They
haven't
had
seen
problems
that.
6 months ago, but now. But you see, also when you have a believability issue,
Which is fine.
a credibility, gap. So people don't listen to what you're saying. They don't care. And in governing, I always tell folks, you don't govern in a vacuum.
Yes.
This is a mistake Joe Biden and his team made.
Made.
It's just to talk about the numbers and
Yeah.
how, and people are telling you how they're feeling after COVID.
But
And then you're like, no, forget
Just
what you're
now-
feeling.
now
I'm
you're
telling you,
pivoting.
the stock market is doing this.
Now you're
That's
pivoting.
not how you govern.
You're pivoting to the
That's
sense.
not how you govern. And he's saying, we're doing. No, people don't care about that. It's about
Exactly.
Pesa Mfukoni.
Yes.
It's about how they perceive the president. It's why it cannot be, just business as usual for people to feel like, Ruto is a liar. Ruto is a
Yes.
killer. Those things Gachagua is saying. Aende
Then it is,
asiende,
so-
ni mwizi si mwizi. It's
Which is
terrible.
which is there. So now, when again,
terrible.
this is Call a Spade. Remember, it is about facts, no shade. So
Exactly.
we're going to come to something. Benji, I really do miss the time whereby Farouk was a mysterious man, whereby you would hear the name Farouk and you're like, we heard of Farouk, we never used to see of Farouk.
Pet.
So right now, here he is,
All over the place, embarrassing
all over
himself.
yes.
Yeah.
What was
As
that?
a PA talking that way, and it's not the first time or second
But
time.
what
or
was
third time.
that whereby he literally, and this is something that has been happening, we are being lectured day in, day out. The Gen Z are being lectured. Awana nidamu, awana heshima, awana whatever it is. Have you seen lately how politicians are talking about?
Exactly. And Gen Z resent Farouk, naturally.
Because
they're like,
how?
who is that? Who are you talking to? So this is not helpful. You don't govern a country through intimidation and coercion.
Yeah.
And I explained this, I did a TV show yesterday, and I explained that part of the problem, Conchita, is we are still suffering the mentality of oppressive politics. We're still suffering the mentality of, and this is mainly from the leadership. That's why we have a leadership gap. That politics is about getting power to loot and eat, to eat with your tribesmen,
Yes.
to oppress the other person.
Yes.
That's not
Doesn't
what it's
work.
about.
It doesn't work.
Politics and the constitution that we have now, the 2010 document, is about service. It's about
Yes.
me being a CS or a governor serving
Servicing,
him.
yes.
And you have to understand that fundamentally.
And you see, that's the thing I
Actually,
was
my
saying.
office should be open for him to come in and explain to me what he does and why he wants work and what kind of work he wants to do. It's not you in a lofty perch talking down to him, because they are the ones who put you in office.
So that's the thing I was even telling one of my friends. I was telling my friend, this is how the government works. Huh? So imagine you as an individual right now, I, Conchita, okay? I'm a boss. You come to me, Benji, I give you a job to do. So when I give you the work to do, what you start doing is you start stealing from me.
And,
So
and insulting me.
Yes, so no, you're stealing from me. And when I tell you don't steal from me, you start insulting me.
You start
So
saying,
now,
yeah,
so
I'm the
you're like,
worker.
I'm the worker. I'm the one who's doing this.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden,
I'm the one
it
holding
reaches
the office.
So it reaches a point to the point whereby I, who employed you to work for me, you are stealing, you're insulting, and when I call you off, you have the audacity now to tell me you will kill
The
me.
president shouldn't be disoffensive. So, for instance,
That is what is happening.
when Kenyans query why you're building a
Exactly.
church on State House grounds, it's not for me to dig in and get angry. No, absolutely not. Sometimes, with leadership and governing, you always have to hear the people. So that's not a priority. Renovating State House is not a priority.
It's not.
Buying
We
cars,
have issues.
no one is electing you to do all
We
of
have
those things.
issues.
We have real issues.
We have major
Hospitals
issues.
without medicines.
Education system.
Doctors who are not paid, a broken education system where kids in
SMEs
Baringo
right now, they
are
don't.
reading, are studying under trees. So
Yes.
it's not for me to get so mad and start fighting the media and the people. No, this is where they're going wrong.
And you see
That's
the
just
thing.
never gonna work.
And you see, the thing is, they keep on fighting the media. And when I saw the president and his team fighting people like Standard Group, people like Nation Media, I'm like, that's their job. Their job is to show the citizen the truth.
And to me, what is even sadder is how, like, now when we're doing this broadcast and talking this way,
Yeah.
they just feel so bad.
But again, it's
just
facts,
feel like-
no shade. We're
just
talking
feel
about the
like-
reality of things that's happening. That's why we're calling it a spade. You see, the thing is, you cannot come and do something and then the justification you have is it's coming from my own pocket. If I was the president, I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry, let me scale it down.
That doesn't
This
make you a weak person. That
Yes.
makes you a very strong leader.
A very
It doesn't
strong leader,
make you
yes.
a
I'm
weak
like,
person.
I will scale it down. Let me build a church for like 2 billion. So the other amount that I was to put it here, where do you guys want to do? And for me, what I would even do is very simple. Of all these Saba Saba killings and all that, stop giving the families money from your pocket. Because right now we're accustomed to the point where, but you will kill this child, then you're going to pay. Why not go to the Ministry of Finance, create a fund, put in money for compensation for those who were hurt during the protest?
And even when
those who were
Murkomen was
killed,
running around saying
those
we're
people.
going to help the families who lost kids in June 25th, 2024. But you've had a whole year.
But it's never going to happen.
And another example I can give you, you saw former police spokesman Owino's list of the people who, to be fair to him, he was talking about the people controlling social media in Kenya. But also his message was taken, because I've gotten so many calls and so many concerns since then,
Yeah.
to mean that these are the people who are inciting Gen Z, who are firing them up,
But
who are funding
noise.
them. And that is totally to miss the point. And especially if it's someone, he can just pick the call and call me. Now
And just
putting
be
me
like,
on a
"Hey,
list with
Benji."
people like Gaido. No, the
Gaido
government
for me,
must
I
not
have
panic.
a bigger issue with Gaido for me. For me, it's
To
very
put me on a
simple.
list with Gaido,
You really don't have to insult people for your
I'm a
message
very
to go.
responsible Kenyan
go-
who
yeah.
doesn't just tweet or just yap anything anywhere. We have this country to secure and to protect, bless you. To just incite and,
But you see,
and,
that's,
and
that's
look
my
at
issue.
short-term gains
Sorry,
is
that's my
not,
issue
is
with
not a
Gaido.
goal.
My issue with Gaido is you really don't need to insult people for your message to
Yeah, he's
to
always
cut
very
across.
angry. He's
It's
extremely
always
angry.
very, very mad. And I'm like, why are you mad?
Yeah, he's
Like,
very
go
angry.
to the street.
I
I'm
can
like,
understand
but-
the
but-
anger, but then
I
that's not the
understand
way
the
to
anger,
channel
but
it.
exactly.
Yeah,
You
to
don't
incite
channel it
these
in
guys
such a
and-
way that, there's no... Like right now we're having a conversation. I don't need to insult Murkomen for him to get the point. It's very simple. Whatever you said was stupid.
True.
As a leader, you need to have the capacity and integrity of thinking of the words you have to say. You cannot say shoot to kill. Then now here we have Raila, who we haven't seen of, who says, "Oh, he personally apologized to me." Why are you personally apologizing to him and not the people of the
No,
country?
it's just there's so
It-
many
it-
mistakes and so many blunders.
it
I've sort of been
doesn't
saying,
make sense.
Conchita.
And
But
for
I also
me,
wonder, and
it's
I'm going to
just-
ask you this question. I also wonder, this kind of thing they've been doing. What would you do, Conchita, as a woman, if they say, "Oh, angalia Conchi, unaona vile anakaa, si huyu ni mtamu"? Hebu muangalie.
And then I turn.
Muangalie kifua yake. Hebu geuka wa kuangalia. What would you do if they... I'm just curious. What would you do if they did that to you on a podium?
To be quite honest, I think I would have...
Because the women are also allowing it.
That's the thing. And for me, that's why I have an issue with Sabina Chege. Is Chege,
not just
right?
her, it's many of
her
them.
And the other rest, the ones who are like, yeah, kwa sababu niliona, mtu round ya kwanza, kitu ikiwa ndani ama nje. It's vulgar language, and for me,
sexualization, exactly. Objectification.
But what I would have done, to be quite honest, I think I would have stood my ground. I'm like, okay, we're in a forum whereby we have kids who are listening.
Would you have done that in front of the microphone?
But now you see, the thing is, I would have done it. But you see, with these guys, they're afraid because Farouk is the PA to Ruto and he has power. But from the way he was talking, he's talking like him and Sabina, they know each other beyond politics, you know?
But even if you do,
you don't say
what
out
interest
loud.
is that on a podium?
It has, and then not only that, unaambia wamama, wale wamama wenye kupale wazee and all that. These are people's, parents and all that. And I blame us, I blame my gender, to be quite honest, for allowing the sexualization of all these things. Because you see, when Miguna called Pasaris a bimbo, everyone was like, oh no, who could be like, okay,
bimbo.
Yes. Then now she's proven to it.
Yes.
But you see, it's the women leadership. And there's a time I told you I'm very disappointed with the women leadership, because the women leadership, apart from Bad Girl Millie, the women leaderships are allowing this kind of talks. They're the ones who are actually allowing the sexualization by speaking proudly on podium about it. So
but
come on, wait. How would I know? I'm not a politician. I wouldn't accept that. I would do like decorum.
I'm going to ask you another related question. So in my county, Machakos, we had a guy who was campaigning for Senate, and he was getting good crowds. And I think maybe he came number 2. And one of the things he kept saying in markets repeatedly in front of old women, he kept saying, in vernacular, it's even worse. People say I'm an old man. But if I was to remove my trouser here, there's so many women here that I can make moan. And the crowd would just... So my question to you is, where does this come from? Is this... Again, why is that acceptable? Where does this come from?
Again, it's a
culture. I wouldn't think that way.
It is a
culture.
Is that
our culture?
That is not our culture. But you see, you can imagine this is the kind of culture that they're creating. And that's why when I see these people, it's like right now, the political class, and again... When it comes to the political class, this is what is happening. They are, I think they're just saying what they think will make the president happy. They're kissing us. And for me, when I hear someone like Sabina Chege
so that's
tweeting,
what the president likes to hear?
And that's the thing I want to know, but I thought he's a man of God. For me, I think the president himself will be the one.
Like the Alliance girls.
Yes, we'll come to that again. So like now, for me as the president, I will just have conversation with them, like, stop sexualizing this. I mean, like, if you're this man of God, then why are you bringing Sodom and Gomorrah to the entire platform for us to be able to say, yeah, control your people. Control your people. And for me, when I saw Sabina
and given all the things people used to say about Weston and all that. So
and then now you can imagine
these guys have to change.
You can imagine now Sabina's tweets. She's defending it.
Saying what?
You didn't see what she said?
No.
Oh, let me read it for you. This is what she said. Actually, one of my friends shared it with me.
I've been so busy. I think maybe I don't follow her.
My friend shared this with me, and he was like, "Please talk about this."
Let's hear.
So, where is it? So
in a melodious voice.
This is what Sabina said. Yes. This is according to the Channel 7 News. I've seen the viral video and the noise on social media with some individuals claiming that I was sexually harassed by the president's personal assistant, Farouk Kibet, during an empowerment event in Lamu earlier today. In fact, it's an empowerment, and you can even tweet about this. So empowering your what? Your bam bam girl. Then she says, let me set the record straight. This issue is being blown completely out of proportion. What happened was a light moment, a casual joke. I've not complained, nor do I feel harassed. If I'd taken offense, I would have said so myself loudly. Those pushing this narrative are desperate to twist facts and derail our empowerment agenda. We won't be distracted by propaganda, political hypocrisy, and fake outrage.
Here's my response. Because I do a lot of social media monitoring. They always say on social media, if you see a woman saying how a man has harassed her sexually, jua tu huyo mwanaume hana pesa. Take a break there.
We'll be right back. This is Call a Spade.
Hapo ndo na drop bomb.
And welcome back to Call a Spade. Remember, guys, this is just facts. No shade. We are just talking about what has been happening currently in the economy. And Benji, you did have a really nice boom,
I had a nice what?
boom, ba-doom. Mic drop, guys. Mic drop.
You don't want to
Classic
know what
Benji.
I heard. I
So-
heard BUM, bum.
No, no, that
you
that
meant
will leave it.
boom, like-
That will leave it for Farouk and the rest. Farouk usinitumaanishe Subaru. So now the other
Yeah.
thing I really want us to talk about is the two speeches, the two phenomenal speeches that happened this week. First, we have the president's speech, and then we have Gachagua's speech, and then we have I can't believe I'm mentioning him, Koech, which we already tackled. Koech, it's just crazy. Okay, so tell me what you thought about the president's speech before I give you my honest review.
The president was angry. The president is definitely discombobulated.
Wewe mwenye ako na deni yako, hebu mwambie
Pardon my vocabulary. You know, just sometimes Konchi, I try to find like a simpler word na patata haikuji. I mean, the president is extremely unsettled. It's all really sad because if you remember, the better bottom-up economic transformation agenda was such an ambitious, plan for this country. What they call the plan.
yes.
And at this point, the president is completely distracted. It's not a joke. And the kind of damage that former DP Gachagua is doing is completely, it has to get under your skin.
Yeah.
It's a wonder that it's knockout punch after knockout punch, bomb blast after grenade.
Let's analyze the president's speech before we go to Gachagua. For me, what
So
I'll
the president's speech was, I'm
mediocre.
fed up.
Mediocre.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm fed up. I'm not going to keep quiet anymore, which he has not kept quiet before. Now I say shoot them in the leg, maim them. And
Yes.
even the response on social media.
No, it's not
guys
even making
saying-
it better.
Yeah, it's making it worse.
It's
And that's
making
what I'm
it worse.
saying. These all
saw the
these
memes.
things are, yes. All
So the
these
memes
things-
of the wheelchairs.
Yeah, now he came
No
to
people
ask for
is-
votes. Now they want to put us all on crutches. All this stuff is pouring acid into a wound and also just pouring fuel on the fire. And one of the people that has poured fuel on the fire big time is Gachagua, yes.
We will come to
The
Gachagua's
president,
speech.
the president has been kind of unable to rise above the cacophony and lead from the front. And therefore, the government must continue, if you continue on that trajectory, to become ever more unpopular.
So for me, to be
And
quite
we're not
honest,
at a good place. That's a fact.
And you see, the thing is, if I'm going to just like my own personal opinion, I feel like the president keeping quiet was better than him speaking. Because one, here you're launching a police affordable housing project. And while at it, you are talking at people. You're not talking to the people. So the other thing is, you're out here telling the police to shoot in the leg.
And one of them
Now-
has been arraigned in court yesterday.
Yes,
for murder.
and you saw the way he is very lonely. So now you can imagine people like the Reuters, the Economist, BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera. They're like, the president of Kenya is asking police to shoot protestants during peaceful
I
demonstration.
feel like keeping quiet doesn't work because I'm old enough to remember.
That's what I'm telling you.
I've been an analyst for a long time. How Kenyans would really complain when Kibaki is mostly quiet.
My point was,
It's what you say.
yes, my point was him having been quiet during this time was better than him speaking.
True. Though
Though
what I'm
it's
saying
not-
is keeping
yes,
quiet
I'm not
long
agreeing,
term
yes.
doesn't really work.
Exactly.
What
So
it
for
is-
me-
what it is and what I've advised is you have to speak properly, you have to speak sincerely and objectively and fairly. You have to understand what Gen Z are asking. For example, pursuit of justice and fairness from the police. But also, I've advised a lot of these top honchos.
They don't listen.
I've advised them to just read the Constitution every single morning when you get to your desk.
That's what I'm
It's a
telling
big
you.
document. Just read a clause.
My other point was
It will really help you big time.
another thing, takeaway about these speeches, and this is something I really think it's high time we started talking about it. Every single time when the president talks, he talks about the affordable housing. He talks about how he has created 320,000 jobs and how he's creating digital jobs for people abroad. And this is where I have an issue with this kind of statement. When he was campaigning, he campaigned with the fact that he knew for a fact unemployment was high, and he promised the numbers that he will be able to create jobs. So for him to come and start talking and blaming the previous regime, it doesn't make sense. Because
not.
one, the rate of unemployment has gone up by 60. It's right now 67%, the highest ever. Every year,
It's a crisis.
Every year, 1 million people
Graduates, yeah.
are in the market. So my issue is, instead of creating a country whereby people can be able to work, how many doctorates kidogo imekataa,
Doctorate.
yes, are there in the university? There are hundreds. Okay,
Of
so you
thousands.
cannot tell me that your main focus ni mtu amalize aende kujenga, mtu amalize aende kukuwa mfanyikazi, ama aende anaosha streets.
And also, to
sijui
your
wapi
point,
and all
you're
that.
not elected to rationalize and say we have an unemployment problem. So did we during my predecessor. You're not elected.
You're not
to do
elected
that.
to do. Yes, you're supposed to give
Yeah.
us the solution.
If Conchella has been a president, it's not my job after they elect me to say, yeah, but also when
Yes.
Conchella was
president.
she was here, yes, it was also bad. So
Exactly.
that's why I'm saying the president is allowing the government to be derailed by his own people,
Yes,
and including by himself.
yes, he's not helping the situation.
So I think the focus on re-election and the talk about re-election is unfortunate. There's so many
and that's the
questions around
thing.
IEBC.
And that's the whole
There's
thing.
so many
I saw it
questions
has
around
been
everything.
revoked again.
Yeah, but I think
and
now
it's
what they did
crazy.
is they re-gazetted, etc. But you see, just the fact that a lot of issues have been raised to the credibility of the staffers of IBC, you just continue to put the country in a situation that is undesirable.
Yes.
And one of the other things that really gets my attention and really worries me is there's so much suffering in Kenya, Conchi, that
Yeah.
a lot of youth actually don't mind dying. And that's how wars start.
And that is how it
Actually,
was,
they
because
don't.
you remember, if you
That's
look
where
at
the fearlessness comes from.
and if you look at the social media, especially on TikTok, how people are doing is like people are even making videos, the eulogy, like this eulogy before niende injo itakuwa picha eulogy.
That is very powerful.
Exactly.
That is
you could
very
not be
powerful.
able to have this in the past. And right now, you're threatening people whereby people know that hata ukiniua mamangu atapata milioni yenye sina. You understand what you're doing to the people?
Yeah, that's
So for me,
like the
whatever
bottom of the barrel.
the president's
When a
speech
country
wasn't,
reaches there, when a country reaches there,
yeah,
Conchi,
it should
that
be
is
worried.
scary.
For me, what I'll do
and
is
worrisome.
I would look at what is the best economical it's called what idea that I can be able to implement to help those people.
And some
when
of us are here with
spoke
those
about
ideas.
yes, when he spoke about, I don't know, name the companies which have left Kenya. Do you know how many companies have left
and
Kenya?
even closed.
And even closed
Cost
during
of doing
his
business
tenure.
is too high.
Exactly.
Cost of business is too
It's
high.
way too
Taxation
high.
is high.
It's high.
But no one is really talking about that. And I like to give this example all the time. Conchi, you know how we got to the point where we have Kenya is a country where if I used to hear people saying this and I really didn't understand until years later because I left here quite young. I hear people saying, in Kenya, if you don't know someone, you can't get a job. And now I'm also someone who happens to knowing people for me is just, it comes naturally.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do you mean? And I came to understand just through analysis, my dear, that the reason we don't really have jobs is because under Moi, we destroyed so many sectors and whole industries that have the whole aspect of manufacturing,
Exactly.
the value addition, the logistics, the distribution. All those are jobs across the board. So let me give you just an example of 7, one for every day of the week. If you look at where coffee used to be in the 70s and 80s, all right, pyrethrum, a friend of mine,
Yes,
my American friend,
pyrethrum.
asked me, what is that? And I explained to him, that's the plant they use to make things like the roach killer, etc. He's like, oh my God, I learned something every day. I mean, those are big
Yes.
products that you can distribute even the whole of Africa, good quality
Exactly.
products. Pyrethrum, cotton, tea, milk. Milk works, but milk mostly went to
yes.
one family only.
Yes, the
Kenyatta
Kenyattas.
family. You know what I'm saying?
Again, call a spade. Yes.
Okay, call a spade a spade. Sugar.
Oh my God, it's the most effed up.
Sugar is the
industry.
most messed up and
It's
the
the most
most
messed up.
just what it takes to do sucrose and the way they don't pay cane to farmers, etc. I mean, this is a whole industry and whole regions like the
Yeah.
entire Western should not have poverty.
Exactly.
Mumias was brought down by someone who made billions of money.
Kidero.
Okay. I didn't say it. That's number 6. Number 7, I would give you maize.
Yeah.
Maize also doesn't make anything.
Yeah.
So these are all sectors through which you can create so many jobs.
Exactly.
Milling, packaging, selling.
I know,
So
right?
that's how
Different industries.
destroying sectors like those. And remember, in school they used to teach us that 80% of Kenya's economy is agricultural. There's a lot of shift now with digital, but this was important for me to understand how come unemployment in Kenya is such a... Because you talked about 67%.
67% right now.
Guess what it is in the US?
How much is it?
Take a guess. Unemployment in the US. Take
40?
a guess. 40. Wow. It's actually 4%.
No way.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4%.
4%
And
is
they're
like
here,
zero.
and
Even
they're
in
here,
Europe.
yes, and they're here comparing us with the
Like in Germany.
Singapore.
Like in Germany, unemployment is like 2%.
And you see, for me,
Or
that's
1%.
And that's what I'm even asking. I'm like, why not think in that direction instead of just thinking about kujenga? Mimi, like I Conchita, literally. Mimi ukiniambia sina kazi saizi. So ukiniambia kuna mjengo, what do I know about mjengo?
I mean, there are no options.
So you're telling me I come at sawa. So do I come pale nianze kupikia watu chai? Ama nikuje...
Even what are those?
Like,
you know...
Exactly. And for me, it's so demeaning whereby you, as a president, you are talking about how you're taking people abroad. Mtu aende akwe naosha watu. Mtu aende akwe
that has
watchman.
also not worked.
Mtu akwe nafagia
A government
barabara.
doing activism to exit its Gen Z out of Kenya.
Yes. What is that?
And to be fair, also the Gen Z, one of the things that I had a friend of mine who was just talking about yesterday on the international stock markets, etc. So he's in Seattle now. He's a great forex trader. He's smart. He's done the training. He used to teach in Kenya. And you know, the minute he got a green card, he left the very next day. Yani, that just tells you how effed up can your country be
to the point where you want to
leave.
Ready
to kuenda.
And you see, I feel kwa hivyo, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be you develop it. Like, look at how Dubai is. Dubai is putting its peoples first.
And if you look at pictures of Dubai in 1990, it was just a
right
desert.
Now, imagine.
It was just a desert.
And you can imagine all the minerals and all that we have. This would be so...
Minerals inachukuliwa. Trump is even taking them just in front of cameras.
Yeah.
Presidents went to meet him and he's like, hey, I want your minerals. And one of them was like, okay, we'll give you minerals. Just come and build a golf course in our country. Really. I mean, they don't even have the oomph to sit up and talk with the American president. It's just, that's why
why I love Toro.
Like,
Toro is like...
too busy to even go to Washington.
Yeah, to Washington. France, get out.
I don't know.
And that's why...
What is really sad...
But then nimeona tuko na deni ya France. Tumefanya nini na France?
Hata sijui. I
think at 2.6 or something. I don't know.
You know what is really sad, Conchi, is tukiongea hata vitu kama hizi, there's someone somewhere listening just feeling like, why is Conchita and Benji doing this? You know, this is wrong. Do they love their country?
We're talking this because we love our country. For me, I want to
it's
be...
It's the opposite. It's ironic.
I want to be in a place whereby, right now, at the time and age where I am, Saizi, my mother needs to be retired, bro.
You're 27, right?
Hey, I just got 30 as well. I took a shot. 27 years young. Young at heart.
Patana na Faruku mwambie manze.
No, for me, to be quite honest, I would love to have an opportunity to have a conversation with these people face to face, whereby, again, it's not an insult. We are having a conversation. Anyway, before we twende mbali, here comes Gachagua. Wait, what was that? So now let's talk about Gachagua's speech. Let me be like, my oh my. One thing with Gachagua, and this is something I think I'm gonna give him his flowers, he knows when to attack. That guy has mastered politics, and he's thinking like someone who went to group of schools and studied the art of manipulation.
I would say don't give him too much credit.
I'm not giving him too much credit, but
Gachagua just knows how to fight. Someone who knows how to fight does not even need fighting classes. Gachagua I have a friend of mine who used to tell me, because I can fight online, he used to tell me, Benji, I call it the Black Stallion. You know when to hit and where to hit. So I don't want to give him too much credit. Gachagua tu anajua tu kuchoma certificates na kumwaga paraffin. I mean, and I noticed him a long time ago. I saw what they did to Raila when he was with Ruto now looking for the presidency. And that's why Ruto picked him, because the candidate who Ruto had preferred was Kindiki. But then Gachagua was impossible to ignore. Exactly. Of course, that came to haunt Gachagua later. Yes. But yeah, he's poured a lot of
I think they've given him
scorn.
They've given him power that he...
Yes, he has grown since the impeachment. He has grown in notoriety. Yeah, he's gotten
the impeachment
larger support.
I think for me, the impeachment for Gachagua was the biggest mistake. I mean, like, we all know...
A lot of people say that, yes.
We all know... Listen,
I feel it was necessary.
Listen, we all know when Ruto and Uhuru were in power, they were not getting along. But Uhuru did not. We could see the sidelines and all that. I mean, like, we're not blind. We could be able to see. But he did not proceed and impeach him.
But it's a complicated thing which I cannot really talk about on
Which
air.
is fine.
We can talk offline. They had
which is
issues,
fine.
but the bonds were deeper than the issues.
Which is okay.
Because remember, it's Uhuru who gave him power.
That is their personal issues.
If Uhuru was really against his deputy,
yes. Now let's talk about
differential in vote margin.
Let's talk about
Ruto angeoneo kiti.
Let's talk about
the way they used to say ionea vya sasa.
Let's talk about Gachagua's speech. So one of the key takeaways that and this is something that was one of the easily punchline for Gachagua's speech against the president was when he talked about the charges being implemented on different people.
Yes.
Because he had a point. When other people are, like for example, on the western side, they were charged with arson. On this other side, they're being charged with terrorism. Why?
Yeah, so it's the only politics they know is the politics of what you call grievance politics.
Yes.
Ethnicization of stuff.
Exactly.
Sisi wa Kikuyu.
Sisi wote.
Watu ya Murima.
Sisi wote.
Sisi tulitafutia President kiti. Na sasa anawekea sisi terrorism charges. Sisi hapana waoga. Tutafanya hii, tutafanya ile. And that's why I don't want to give him too much credit.
But
the damage he's doing, it's true.
The damage Gachagua is doing towards the president is
apparent.
Major.
Yes, it's major.
It is major.
And the government needs to have a strategy on how to deal with the kind of punches that it is suffering from the former deputy president on a daily basis. And of course,
crazy.
He's out-punching Kindiki.
Yes. And
he's out-punching Kindiki. You get?
Oh my God, sometimes I forget Kindiki is our...
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, he's out-punching Kindiki 10-1.
I'd even forgotten about Kindiki.
You see, yeah. So this
doesn't...
Kindiki at least serves the president to the extent that the president is not stressed, that he has someone who is a buddy, who is an ally.
Yeah.
But now when it comes to these wars, the more Kindiki tries to come out, the more it's like in a boxing match.
Did you say
the more you come forward, if you don't have the jab, if you don't have the move, if you don't have the pivot, then you just allow the other guy to bludgeon you to death. And that's what's happening.
That's the thing. And for me, it's the fact that Gachagua has made Kindiki so
and that's why people
irrelevant.
Tap out.
So irrelevant. He's like...
Because that's what he's good at.
Oh my God.
And he knows what words to use, where to speak, what to say, how to say it, etc. Even the mobilization,
that's
all the high cousins and all these things.
This is for the first time.
And those are the things also that excite
Kenyans. And I'm like, tulikuwa tunakuza na iPhone. What's popping? You can't take the punches. And you see, for me, what Gachagua is doing is...
Ishungwa says that Gachagua wanted to kill his parents. So you can imagine how personal that is. And his dad is 105 and his mom is 85. So also, when politics gets to this point, now
it's
it
crazy.
becomes
even for me, I'm just like...
It's even against our culture.
It is against our culture.
It's the same way the DP used to say, Uhuru wants to kill my kids. Oh my goodness.
And it's the same way that Uhuru came and said, stop harassing my children. If you want to fight, fight me.
So
it's
I don't know if
it's getting to the point where it's getting to family instead of like just having grown men with their terrestrial fighting with brains. I really don't understand like what's the whole purpose of it. For me, it doesn't make sense. And Gachagua is literally neutralizing the Kenya Kwanza government. 100%. Right now, it is alleged that he's gone to the ICC to file, Ruto again, human rights and all that. What Gachagua has been doing is Gachagua is talking to people. The president is talking at the people. So that's the difference.
Gachagua is connecting.
Gachagua is connecting.
It doesn't make him an option, but I just feel like...
But if it was to go
this
for
is a problem of their own making.
Yeah.
The problem that Koech, Aaron Cheriot,
it's like we're found in a messy divorce. Like these parents and this other, they
always, I see on social media guys saying,
these gay marriages are not working.
I would never want to have an ex like Gachagua. I see people saying that all the time. Gachagua is the ex you never want to have.
Yeah, because after that, it's just be like, Siriako ni. And for me, I'm sorry. I kind of like the messiness whereby he's
Kenyans are enjoying that stuff.
Yes, because like right now, we know during his time, there was a one-on-one squad. We did not know there was a squad that was formed of the elite police that were being trained. So those are the ones
101 officers.
Yes, those are the ones who were killing people with the empty Subarus and all that.
And Nani talked about more detail as well, the former Attorney General. You can imagine the Attorney General sits on the National Security Council, is a consumer of intelligence. So that's what I'm saying. All this stuff has been very, very damaging.
Oh my God.
And Gachagua, because of his tactical nature, also has the props. So he has formed now the party. If you look at the lectern where he stands, it's exactly a similar lectern
Yeah.
as he used when he was deputy president. It's the same one that Kindiki uses, So then he has his microphones, etc. So then actually people can listen. And he was the deputy president a little more than a year ago. Actually, it's less than a year ago. And
My
so,
God.
yeah, it's really, and he's the president's age mate, Also, we had a point in this country where, the president is an old man, and especially the third president, Mwai Kibaki, and even Moi
Yes.
before him.
Yeah.
There's a level, the president was 20 years the senior of his deputy. 20 something years the senior of his deputy then, Kalonzo. And so there's a level of crassness that you don't get into. Kibaki didn't have time for that kind of stuff, that name calling in public.
Yeah.
He'll just tell you, wewe wapewe uwanja huko na waende wafanye mambo yao
He was
huko.
a dad.
Sisi tunafanya. He's a dad.
He was a
exactly.
father, yeah.
Yeah. So
He
now
was being a
it
father.
feels. I remember Cindy Ogana, my friend, during our show Real Talk, saying during Uhuru's first term, Benji, doesn't Kenya feel like a home where the parents are away? Like, it's just madness. Because even Uhuru is himself in that mess.
Yes.
Sometimes he would just be obviously tipsy.
Oh,
and
yes.
Guys, it's just obvious, and guys are talking about
Can I
it,
see
and
him?
he's just, scratching himself
This is
in
like
public.
rich kid.
Yes, exactly. Who's
I'm
just
just
throwing a tantrum. Mimi msiniletee, mnafaka nifanye nini jameni? You want me to hang people at Uhuru Park? And you're like, does this country even have a leader?
So now we're from this kind of leadership whereby we have been being parented,
Yes.
whereby we have someone who's taking care of us, someone who's like, it's
And
about
you
my
feel the
kids
country's
first
safe,
of all.
yes.
And that's why, like when I see Ruto complaining that, oh, it's not my fault, I'm like, Wena, you came into power. Your manifesto, one of the things is you're to help grow the economy. So why not develop your home, like your own country, rather than telling us that there are digital jobs abroad? I don't want to go abroad and work for it's called how many, like 4 jobs to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
or even to make money.
Or to make money.
Do you agree that the president is hated? He's very hated.
Oh my God. And this is something.
It's actually worrying.
I know someone from I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but
Let's just say.
hypothetically speaking, I know someone from intelligence. Hypothetically speaking, one of the comment that hypothetically speaking, this person said hypothetically speaking again that he has been in the intelligence for a very long time, and in his entire tenure, he has never seen a president that is hated like Ruto.
That's true.
And for
That's
me,
an
it's
understatement.
more of like, I wouldn't, as a citizen, I wouldn't want to be the kind of person who hates her president. I would rather be the kind of person who loves a president for what the
Absolutely, and
president
supports.
is in support. But now it's reached a point whereby even I myself, I'm like, okay.
Even by children.
But
They
they
look at a lot of
kutetea.
things.
Yes, because you see, one of the things that I would have expected from his speech was, one, he should have talked about the police brutality in the manner of like, there should be punishments. There are rules of laws. They should talk about in terms of like, if someone is, ideally, when someone does wrongdoing, they're supposed to be arrested and taken to court for fair trial. Even the murderer,
course.
ameenda kotini.
Rule of law.
Rule of law. So he should have talked about that. But instead, he's telling the people, shoot them on the leg. What is that? And then now we have people like Duale going on live TV saying, oh, that's not shooting. It's it's called what? Immobilizing someone. And I'm like, what are you even
Too much
talking
yapping.
about?
Too
We're
much
supposed to
yapping.
be talking about the health sector.
Too
What
much
are you
yapping.
talking about?
Too much
Security.
yapping.
Exactly.
Too much
So the other thing, then we
politicization in
have-
government.
And then we have Koech coming over later. He's like, yeah, let them kill. And the people there watching and like, hey. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I like the crowd that when Murukomen was straight, they're like, hey, come on. They held him to account.
And then the other thing, speaking of crowd, did you say the crowd that the president was at? It looks like a paid crowd.
And that's all
And I
those
was telling Gen Z here
All
that
those
during
things.
time ya Moi, people used to, I was a young child, people used to stand kwa barabara ili tu Moi apite kumsalimia. Yeah, despite of him being a dictator.
Si uongo.
Unaona?
Something is wrong.
Something is definitely wrong.
Something is
So right now
definitely
it's more of like, hata squeeze uone gari kipita. It's like, ama naona tapigwa mawe. We don't know. So there's so much, he needs to stop talking other people. And for me, my God, I used to say like with Ruto's campaign, the way he was talking, if at all, he really meant that this government right now would be so good.
True.
If would
It
have
should be
pulled,
popular.
if would have pulled like the Ibrahim Traore kind of move, like Kenya would be massive.
Actually, that's what Kenyans expected, that
Yes.
Ruto would be like a Traore.
Yes.
I have a question for you. It has escaped my mind. No, here it is. It's come back. So Lennox Kaikai says that the president struggles with empathy. And I think also, I'm
Yeah,
shocked
so
how
that's-
time has gone. I'm surprised how time has gone. That's probably our last question. Linus Kekai says the president obviously struggles with empathy. Your thoughts?
I mean, like, for someone who was indicted and for the 207 post-violence election and is one of the
Post-election
biggest,
violence, yeah.
yes, it makes you start wondering right now. It's like, were people correct? Like, is that the truth to it?
Elimination of witnesses.
Elimination of witnesses, all this,
allegations.
which again, guys, call a spade. See, Subaru Gachagua said it yesterday.
He did? I didn't watch
Sorry,
that speech.
he said it in his speech. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. How
mentioned
long
it.
was the speech?
23 minutes. I watched
Good
it.
answer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, he likes
did-
to talk about the Kiamba Church.
Yes, he spoke about it. For me,
This is
I
madness.
think it is true because if the president did have the empathy, he would understand, and he would understand his people's problems.
You think the president is dangerous as a person?
I plead the fifth. Can never-
Jirongo says he is.
they
They're
know each
old
other
friends, they
from
know
the
each
whole.
other, they work together
I am just
from the
a
Moi days.
citizen, guys. I am just a citizen. And you know what? Benji, your story.
As we're finishing, do you think the president can change? Can pivot? Do you think he has the potential to change? Try to give objective answers.
I believe if he would be open to listening, it could be able. But I mean, like, it's been 3 years now.
Yeah.
There's been no change, and sometimes
3 years next month.
next month. Yeah. So now you're looking at it and you're like, okay, so far, no change.
3
Like,
years in 2 months.
yes, like
But
is it going? Like, are you capable of, or is it going to be like now when it's towards the election, like what they normally do? It's more of like now they start having wanaanza kumalizia tu project.
Last question. Do you think he's a good person or a bad person? Just like very fundamentally.
To be quite honest,
at the basic.
I really don't know. I've never interacted with the president. If it's someone like you, I'll be like, Benji can be a bitch sometimes. But you know, I'll be like,
he can
I
be a
don't know.
problem.
Can be a problem.
Yeah.
But you see, for me, is I wouldn't know because I haven't. But based on the kind of leadership, I would say it's rather disappointing because this is not the kind of leadership that we were expecting, especially campaigning on the on the hustlers issues.
Narrative.
I would have expected better. Again,
But,
with this leadership, it has been more about his allies than the citizen
and his cronies,
Yes.
But am I a nice guy most of the time?
Benji, you're the best, my darling.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend. That's
Nice
all.
talking to you. Love you. Thanks. Tune in again, guys. Keep watching. My handle is @benjindolo on Twitter. Also at the same on TikTok. Where else? Facebook as well.
Actually,
Thank
it's X. I was being corrected by Gen Z.
Oh man, I don't believe in that thing of renaming.
I know, right?
Same way you can't call Kenya Yanka. Twitter is just Twitter. X ni wewe.
Anyway, my name is Conchita, and remember, we are live from the Spiderweb studio. Until next week, it's been real, Benji.
Thank you, love.
Boom, boom. Cheers.